Then scheduling of the project. This is the fourth parameter I have told. Scheduling, see, the activity of the project should be linked with one another by predecessor, successor, or parallel activity. This is an important step in project planning as we get the critical part of the project, right? So if you take a pipeline project, see, excavation will be the predecessor, pipeline will be the successor. There will be so many parallel activities like bedding for the concrete, encasing the concrete so that your pipe will not get damaged. So there are so many things, and you see there will be some with these many activities, a planning engineer has to draw a network diagram and he has to get the critical part. And so these things can be done using the scheduling of the project. Now the fifth important content, that is leveling of the project, right? Leveling of the project becomes important if you want to get the optimum resource allocation. Now resource allocation in a project, it can be under allocated or over allocated. Suppose in a pipeline project, maybe you want only 20 laborers, right, in the site, but in the site it is very difficult site, right? So you can't do the job with 20 laborers. If you do with the 20 laborers, right, for the laying of pipeline, you have allocated only 40 days in your activity network activity diagram. So if you go above 40 days, so naturally it will be more than the allocated hours as per your CPM method. It will lead to cost overrun or damage of the project. In that case, you have to, maybe there will be some other site where maybe 40 laborers are not required, only 30 is required. There where the resource is over allocated, you have to get that over allocated resource to the under allocated resource side, and you have to level it, right? So leveling of the project, it is very important to ensure the project will run and run smoothly and it will be completed successfully. And even this thing can be done in MS project very smoothly, right? Then S-curve. See, S-curve, it is very important. See, as a planning engineer, you will be doing, or a project manager, you will be doing certain things in the execution of the project. Maybe excavation, you will be doing, maybe column, all those things you will be doing. But how will your maybe company head sitting at HQ will know whether the project is going correct or wrong? This can be done through a S-curve. See, S-curve basically it is a plot between, in the y-axis you will be giving man hours or cost against time, okay, time or duration. So you can see it is why it is called S-curve. It resembles somewhat the shape of S, right? So in the infancy stage, since the project is new, people are learning the situation, right? So the activity will be less. And one more thing I want to highlight, construction project management, it is different from other project management, right? It is very specific. You just take construction industry. If you are building a project in Trivandrum, it is different. If you are building the same building, 50-storied building in Trivandrum, it is different. If you are building a 50-storied building in Chennai, it is different. And if you are building a 50-floor building in Bangalore, it is different, right? So manufacturing industry, if you build a car in a plant in Trivandrum, it will be almost same in Chennai. So construction industry, it is very specific. So you need to know the basis of project management correctly. Then only you can be a successful planning engineer. You can just see here the starting starting stage, it is, the curve is very less. It is having a very less ordinate. When it comes to the expansion stage, the many engineers involved in the project or stakeholders, they will be knowing more about the project and they will be giving more productivity, right? And at the maturity stage, the project will be almost completed, right? If you take about a 50-storied building, almost the 50-storied building is completed. Maybe certain commissioning activity like lighting, those small minute things might be remaining. So those things will be done. If supposingly in your project, if the curve doesn't resemble this, your cost and time, if it doesn't resembles the S curve, then the project manager or a company head sitting at HQ will be directly coming to know that your project is going somewhere in the wrong direction. So this curve can be done easily in MS project also. Then I will be talking, till now I have talked about project planning, right? What is the importance of project planning? I have talked. What is the technical parameters in project planning? Now, as a fresh graduate, what are the opportunities you will get once you come out of college, right? So, engineer may play a role in 3 different sort of roles. See, he might end up being in the client, with the client. He might be a contractor or he might be a consultant, right? See, if you consider a transportation in project, maybe you have to, there is a project from maybe from Bangalore to Jammu Kashmir, right? Those projects will be taken up by National Highway Authority of India. So a graduate might be employed as a JE or AE in the client. Then maybe EPC contractors like maybe L&T, they will be getting the project, right? So he can, fresh graduate can learn, join in as a GET, maybe then become a planning engineer in those sort of EPC contractors. Then maybe he can join as, usually in consultant industry, like maybe Atkins, maybe Tata consultancy engineers. Those people, they will usually recruit experienced faculty, because the role of the consultant is to point out the mistakes what is going on in the project. So but there are opportunities, these people do take GETs from the college. So in those point of time, if you know project planning, it will be a added advantage. See, roles offered to an engineer in construction industry. See, they engineer, fresh graduate can become a project coordinator, he can become a planning engineer, he can become a quantity surveyor or an estimator, or he can become a site engineer, right? So what are these roles? See, a project coordinator, he coordinates with different levels of management in the company, like execution levels, officers, clusters, business units of a company, right? Or different departments in a project itself, like planning engineer. In a project team itself, there will be planning engineer, there will be site execution team, there will be safety teams, supply chain management, stores. So a proper coordination is required. So a project coordinator will be essential. Then what will be the role if you join as a planning engineer or scheduler, right? This role is project specific. So if you are in a planning engineer role, you will be only seeing one project. The planning engineer's duty will be to update the project progress, update the progress achieved against the construction schedule. Maybe he has scheduled the construction activities like excavation, like painting. See, in April month, in May month, he might have scheduled, I will be doing an excavation of 1,000 cubic meters. So his company, his site team has done only 800 cubic meter, 8,000 cubic meter. So he has to point out to his project manager or planning manager that the site team has done 2,000 cubic meter less compared to the schedule. So we are lagging behind the schedule. So these sort of roles will be given for a fresh graduate. Quantity surveyor, see, he will be responsible for the certification and preparation of running accounts bill, price escalation, bills, all those things, right? So even whatever works it is executed in the site, these quantity surveyor has to do this. It maybe in the bigger company, this role might be different, right? Coordinator or a planning engineer or surveyor. But most of the industry, what they do as a planning engineer, you have to do all these things, right? So, so your if you are knowing MSP, it will be an added advantage. See, this is the thing what I was talking about. This is one of the typical work breakdown structure of a project site. Okay, it might be a building project or any project, civil project. It will have a project manager at the top of the pyramid. Then there will be a planning manager. Then there will be a construction manager and accounts and admin. This thing we don't have to talk about. It is non-technical role. See, once you are graduating from a college, you will be entering as a GET. Maybe after 1 year of training, you will become a project coordinator or building engineer or a planning engineer. Then after certain, once you give the confidence to the management, after maybe some 4 to 5 projects or maybe 4 to 5 years, you will be promoted as a planning manager, right? Then after certain years, you will become a project manager. So if you are in a construction line, you will enter as a maybe GET, then you will become a site engineer, then you will become a construction manager, then after certain while you will become a project manager. That I am going to discuss. See, typical job roles in senior level. See, project manager, he is responsible for the overall execution of the project, including planning, execution, safety, quality. So your all the planning tools, even though if you are a site person, you know only site activities, it is very much important. When you become project manager, you can't tell that you don't know planning, right? Then it will become, your whole project will become a disaster. Then construction manager, see, he is responsible for the execution of the project at construction site and is expected to be technically strong, and management of manpower, what is that, material and machines. So he has to have the technical knowledge very strong, and management of all the resources, it is going to be under the control, or it is going to be his work. There will be so many subcontractors in construction project. So if you have a proper scheduling, you can explain to the subcontractor, this month I have to finish this much activity A, 10%. This month I have to finish 100 units of this. So if you are a good planner, if you are a good scheduler, as a construction manager, you can excel. So these are the roles like quality manager, EHS manager, planning manager. These are the roles you will get when you come to senior level. Then roles in the top management. Once you become a project manager, you will be experiencing all the activities in the you will be experiencing all the activities in a construction project, and you will be very much confident to take up lot of other projects. So the company will promote you as a cluster project manager, wherein you will be handling 10 to 15 projects. As a project manager, you will be controlling the project of only one building. As a cluster project manager, you will be controlling some 10 to 15 big infrastructure projects, right? After that, you will become a business head. Then the role goes on up and up, right? Then you will become general manager, vice president, and president. See, after becoming cluster project manager, then the role, your technical role just becomes less and less. Then more sort of your managing role or business development roles will be more. So in that roles also, planning will be extremely important. Now coming to a case study. So till now, what we have studied construction management, we have seen what and all technical parameters which will be used in planning, brief description of planning softwares we have learned, right? Then roles, what roles you will be getting in the construction industry as an entry graduate, what will be the roles after certain, once you become experienced, the top level roles. Now we will be talking about case study. Okay, this case study is construction of prefabricated building. See, this one building I am just showing. This is the building where I have done my post masters, right? Manipal Institute of Technology. See, this is the complete post prefabricated building. Okay, it is not like the conventional person will come, we will construct a wall, all those things. There, all the structural elements like beam, column, right, slabs, everything, it is done in the factory. Okay, they have come and they have just fixed. Just like in our childhood days, we were playing building blocks, right, or jigsaw. It is same like that. Okay, they have done everything and they have fixed at the site. So what and all things it is there in that project. See, foundation at site, production of columns, beams, all structural elements at factory, fixing of elements in the site, applying finishes, commissioning. So these are the activities involved. So in MSP, you will be putting these activity. You will be allocating what is the number of duration for each activity, start date, end date you will be giving, right? Then automatically a Gantt chart will appear in MSP. Then you will be doing the scheduling, probably leveling, all those things you will be doing, and you will find the critical part. Now, why this thing it is important? Like I said, maybe during this construction of this project, maybe something got delayed because of unavailability of some crane, because crane is an important part from factory. It has all those elements has to be shifted to this particular site, right? Beams, column, everything, it has to come and it has to get fixed here. So if that crane is not there, this project has to finish within 1 year. You are in the 9th month, right? Crane is not there. That time what you are going to see? You will be seeing your critical part. Okay, you will be seeing the scheduling done in your MSP. Then you will be realizing there are only 3 months left for the completion of this project. That time, if this particular contractor or he is not giving you crane, you will go to some other agency and get a crane and see to it that it will be finishing within the critical part, right? So that will ensure the success of the project. So this is one of the brief case study, simple case study I have given, where critical path method is very much useful, to show that critical path method is very much useful in construction industry. How do you get into this domain of construction management, okay, or planning? See, after completing your bachelor's degree or master's degree in civil engineering or construction management, the candidates can be placed in government agency, like I said, NHA or Border Road Organization, PWD. There are many organizations, construction organization in government sectors, or construction companies, EPCs, EPC contractors, like you have L&T, CBRE, all those people, they use more planning, right? They and you might be placed in PMC, like Tata Consultancy Engineers. So there is lot of scope, and you can apply the principle of construction management and planning in the execution of civil engineering projects, right? So all the three if you join in any these three of the roles, as a contractor, as a client, or as a PMC consultant, planning it is extremely necessary. It is a backbone of a civil engineering industry, right? So if you know this, it will be an added advantage. So I would like to summarize project planning in MSP. It is one of the basic fundamental softwares. So if you learn this, it will not only shape your career, right? It will ensure that the projects, civil engineering projects, infrastructure projects, what you are doing, it will become a success. Okay, people will remember you for that. So thank you very much.